The cold winter and late warm-up is having an impact on planting season in western New York. Seeds are getting in the ground a little later than usual. So what does this mean come harvest time? News 4 meteorologist Mike Syka is here with the details. Mike?
Well, Diana, for local growers and even home gardeners, if it's not animals or insects, there's always the weather that can throw a curve into the start of the growing season.
I think we got acclimated to the last few years, milder winters and spring coming a little sooner.
Yes, there have been days that this spring has certainly been, let's say, reluctant, and it has slowed the start of the planting season for some crops. With the rainfall running almost an inch above normal this month, wet ground has been more of a factor than some of those chilly, snowy days.
We are getting in the fields just a little bit later, mainly because it dries out, and then we need at least 2 to 3 drying days. And then it seems to want to rain again right away.
But for local growers and farmers, time marches on, and schedules are important if you're going to get your produce to market. So they find ways of getting around those uncooperative weather patterns by using something called black plastic mulch, which acts like a mini greenhouse.
I can have cooler temperatures, but if I can have the sun peek through, it'll warm the ground under that plastic up, so we're getting the growth.
For fruit growers, cooler temperatures actually keep the buds tight on the grapevines, protecting them from any late-season frost. And as for the home gardener who is just rearing to get their green thumbs in the ground,
all the garden centers, including our own, we're ready to go. People's yards and stuff got to get raked and mowed, and then they'll think about maybe putting in some flowers.
But hold off on those tender plants. Keep in mind that the average last frost date for Buffalo is April 26th, and there has been one as late as May 24th, with those last frost dates being much later in interior sections of the region.
That's the interesting part of this game, is there's no 2 years the same, and you go with the flow.
Bill Zittel suggests that if your ground has dried, you can plant cold weather crops only. That's the lettuces, peas, spinach, and radishes. He fully expects to be picking the first of the local sweet corn during early July. Mike Syka, News 4 at 5:30.